I'm pretty low. I fell through that hole.
Oh, bro, it's coming. Oh, crap. Wait.
You see it? There it is.
Imagine seeking peaceful isolation, only to face a chilling camping encounter that completely shatters your reality. From waking up to 3 massive lions licking your tent, to an unseen predator suddenly charging from the dark woods. If you were completely alone out there, what would your next move be? On March 5th, 2017, a disturbing piece of footage was posted on YouTube by a user named Dark John Paul. In the video, Dr. John All, a climate scientist, is moving across an icefall in the remote wilderness of Himal in Nepal when the ground beneath him suddenly gives way. And what happens next is every climber's worst fear.
I'm pretty low. I fell through that hole. Thankfully, I didn't keep falling that way. I got trapped here instead. On this ledge, my arm I can't use. I'm gonna have to somehow climb out that way. Oh, I can't go that way at all. I gotta stop at this ledge. Oh. How do I get back up there though? Oh. My right arm is seizing up. I can't use it anymore. I'm gonna try and stem above that, get through that, try and hit that way. Hopefully I can escape.
He crashes onto a narrow ledge, barely stopping himself from dropping deeper into the darkness below. His right arm is useless. He suspects broken ribs, possibly even internal bleeding. His breathing is heavy, his voice weak, fading in and out, and there is no one coming. No rope, no team, no backup. Just him, a camera, and a vertical wall of ice above him in the middle.
Doesn't look easy. That's my hole I fell through. Doesn't look easy. But that's all I can do. I don't have a right arm. Oh, so I can't get out this way. It's too soft. I can't talk because I have a broken rib, I think. Or my chest is filling with blood or something. So I fell all the way down there. I've crawled out through here. Can't get out that way. So I'm gonna have to crawl through there. Try and climb up, out through this thing. Oh, I hurt bad. But I gotta get out. I can't use my right arm. Oh, I'm so close. This would be so fucking easy if I had a working right arm. Climbed all the way. Over, up, over. So close. I just gotta go a little further. I can do it.
What follows is slow, painful, and methodical. He begins climbing using one hand. Each movement is careful, and you can hear the strain in every word. He guides himself through it, planning each move out loud, testing holds, reaching dead ends, adjusting, trying again. The ice is soft and unstable. Every grip feels temporary, and somehow he keeps moving through the unforgiving wilderness. He makes it out, but watching it back, every second feels like it could have been the moment it all ended. One slip, one failed hold, one surge of pain too much, and there would have been no one there to help. Sometimes moments like this show how quickly control can disappear and how fragile each step really is, but it also makes you wonder if staying calm is the only thing that keeps everything from falling apart. So if you were in that position, would you keep going or stop right there? In March 2022, 2 young men ventured into the Appalachian Mountains, hoping for a peaceful night of camping. They chose a remote area near an abandoned train bridge, expecting little more than wind and passing wildlife. But soon after setting up camp, they began hearing unfamiliar noises coming from the darkness.
It's hard to tell with the wind, but it almost sounded like Something definitely made some kind of noises over there. So we're gonna check it out. Occasionally snowmobilers come through here. But other than that, it's pretty remote. This is an abandoned train bridge. Okay. I almost kind of don't want to go back over there. My brother said he heard some weird things. But that's pretty weird. I've never heard a grizzly bear sound like that before. Whew. You got like chills going down your spine? Yup. I hope the camera got that. Oh baby. Okay, I don't even want to go. I don't even want to. What the hell was that?
At first, they blamed the wind or a distant animal, until the sounds grew sharper and closer, nothing like anything they had heard before. Driven by curiosity, they moved toward the source, only to realize the noise belonged to something far more aggressive than they expected.
Go. That's pretty loud. That's close. Okay. See where. I know. Okay. Oh, go. It's coming. Oh, crap. Wait. Don't. Wait. Go. Wait. Holy, I think I saw it. Go. Go.
As the creature closed in, they chose to run rather than rely on the small knives they carried. Their camping plans ended abruptly as they escaped the forest unharmed. Some viewers later speculated the footage could have been staged, but the raw panic in their reaction suggests otherwise. Whatever the truth, it's an encounter neither of them will forget. She stepped into a quiet, empty cornfield, while the dogs behind her reacted violently. And almost instantly, she realized she had made a decision she couldn't take back. In August 2025, YouTuber D from D's Dark Adventure was invited to a farm by owners who had been dealing with something they couldn't explain. Figures running across their fields and disappearing into the tree line, voices coming from the cornfield at night. They told her it had started 2 years earlier when they moved in, but now that the corn had grown tall, whatever was out there had begun getting closer to the house.
So she saw my other cornfield video and she said it's not as violent because they've not made it this far, but this is the first year it's had corn. She's had issues with her dogs doing this. She can hear things running. She hears voices. But the previous years, it was just beans. And same thing, she could see figures. But now that the cornfield's up, they're getting really close to the property.
The moment Dee walked toward the field, their dogs went ballistic, barking and clawing at the ground, refusing to follow. She pushed forward anyway, and almost immediately things started happening. Strange howls from deeper than the dogs could reach, movement in the stalks, something dark watching from behind the corn.
I'm hearing howling. It's not those dogs. It's coming from that way. Those dogs can't go that far. They're on a restraint thingy. Airplane. Oh, it is, but it's up high. Oh my God.
She called out, trying to make her presence known, but got no response, just more rustling, more shapes slipping between the rows.
Please understand. Dude, what is that? I don't know what the hell I'm looking at right now, guys. Hello. They're looking at me from the side of the tree, dude. What to do? Yeah, okay, what is that? My name is Dee, and I have been invited. I don't know what that is, dude.
Then she heard it, a voice responding to her from somewhere inside the field.
Hi. Hello? Hi. I just heard a hi.
She kept going, but the deeper she moved, the worse it got. Something large lying in the flattened corn, tremors shaking the stalks around her, sounds she had never heard before.
Something was laying here. Something big. It was laying right there. I don't like it. What is that? You have to talk. Listen. I can't. Oh my God. There's a lot of laid down and broken in the middle of this. I don't know if I can get you guys up high enough. What was that? There's that chitter again. I don't like that blackness like that. It's huge. I can't do this. I'm sorry, guys. I tried. I held out as long as I could. I couldn't even go in there far enough. This is another thing that worries me.
By the end, she was barely holding it together, apologizing to the camera, saying she couldn't go any further. This raises another question. What was responding to her from inside that cornfield? What were those figures the owners kept seeing? And why did everything on that property seem to know she was coming? Sometimes situations like this show how patterns can build over time without a clear source. And it makes you wonder if the feeling of being watched comes before the real danger. So if you were there, would you keep going or turn back? This case on July 26, 2019, the YouTube channel Jessa J Vlogs uploaded a video. The footage follows two girls traveling and camping in a van in a wilderness.
Jessa is totally listening to music and ignoring me because I made her get up earlier than what she wanted to do this morning.
I can hear you.
I'm done talking to you. We're done.
You're the one that I'm ignoring you, but you're the one that says don't talk to me. So I'm like, okay, I'll listen to music.
She is listening to music because she is not happy to be on the trail.
I will be happy once we get to the destination of the trail. It's gonna be 8 miles.
a pool,
gonna
a
be
pristine
8
pool
miles.
in the middle of the desert.
The area is mostly empty with very few people around, which makes the place feel isolated. But they did not expect what would happen next.
You see it? There it is.
Peter, that is ginormous. That's a rattlesnake.
I don't like that. Scare away me from a hike. Rattlesnakes everywhere under the rocks that you're hiking on. Hannah convinced me that I shouldn't just go home because I saw one rattlesnake and we're taking a different way. We are on the total wrong trail. We got real paranoid, and when I felt the thorn go in, it felt like a bite. I was like, oh, I got bit by a rattlesnake. I was like, well, wait. Let's check to see if it's a thorn first. And it was just a thorn. Oh. I was not bitten by a rattlesnake. That's good. I'm really happy about that.
A large rattlesnake appears along their path. They react quickly and decide to change direction, avoiding the area. After the encounter, they continue more cautiously, paying closer attention to their surroundings. Later, back at their campsite, they begin cleaning and organizing the van. That is when the situation changes.
But unfortunately, I don't think we can park here tonight because there was this creepy guy and he was like, oh, you guys are so pretty, and like wouldn't leave us alone. And now we don't really feel safe camping here because he knows we're here.
They later explained that a strange man had been near their campsite and would not leave them alone. The way he stayed around made them feel uncomfortable and watched. The area is quiet and far from others, and now someone unfamiliar knows exactly where they are parked. They decide not to stay for the night. They pack up quickly and leave the spot, choosing to drive away rather than risk staying near him. In a quiet and empty place like that, even one person can turn a normal night into something unsettling. Some viewers thought it was just an uncomfortable encounter, while others felt it could have turned into something worse. What do you think could have happened if they stayed? On July 16, 2014, YouTuber 5Gomez5 went camping in the woods. Then in the middle of the night, he and his friend decided to step outside, and what stood in front of them was something they could never have prepared themselves for.
I'm not bullshitting, man.
Join, look at Skywalker.
No, he's cool. He's gonna take off.
Yeah, he's a little dude.
He looks cool. You can't see with me shining the light.
Corn's fryer. You fucked up the movie, dude.
You can't see when I put the light. I swear we could pet him.
Even though they were scared, these two campers held their ground. They tried to make the bear believe that they were not afraid, standing tall and shining a torch directly at it. It was a gamble, a dangerous one, but did their strategy work?
We should throw him a chicken, throw him two. It's the same bear. No, that looks like a bigger bear. That's a bigger bear.
Yeah. What?
Standing your ground against a bear sounds brave, and sometimes it works, but sometimes it does not. Two people, no weapons. In the middle of the woods at night, the torch they were shining would not have stopped a charging bear. Sometimes moments like this show how thin the line is between control and danger, and it makes you wonder if confidence can sometimes be mistaken for risk. So if you were there, would you stand your ground or back away slowly? This is the frightening wilderness encounter a camper woke up to, discovering that his tent had been completely covered by a swarm of mosquitoes from the outside.
Кажется, сейчас будет шок-контент. Я что? Как нам продолжать поход?
Those mosquitoes likely gathered around the tent because of carbon dioxide, heat, and moisture from the campers, which attract these insects. The campsite's location near water or dense vegetation probably increased the number of mosquitoes present, and even the lights inside the tent or small openings in the mesh could have drawn them in. But the campers did not understand any of that. They just stared in stunned silence at the disturbing scene in front of them. Mosquitoes are not just irritating. In remote wilderness areas, a swarm like that can carry malaria, dengue, yellow fever, and more. Every tiny gap in that mesh, every moment the zipper was not fully sealed, was an invitation. The campers thought they were looking at something disturbing, but they might not have realized until days later, lying in a hospital with a fever, that the real danger had been invisible the entire time. If you woke up to this, would you stay inside or try to get out immediately? On July 1st, 2018 in Chefchaouen, Morocco, Susie Cruz uploaded this video, but what she experienced did not feel like a normal travel story. It felt like something slowly starting to go wrong. At first, it did not seem dangerous. She had just left Morocco after only 2 days, no sleep, just driving nonstop, trying to get away. Her wallet was gone, no money, no cards, nothing, only her passport hidden in the car. Her voice sounded exhausted and shaken.
The passport that I still have left, that I was hidden in the car, well, I cannot really, I'm a bit overwhelmed. This some hours ago, I was overwhelmed with the culture shock. Normally, I'm really easy adapting person. I can live in.
She said people kept staring, calling out, and making strange noises at her on the street. She tried to ignore it, but it did not stop. It kept happening again and again.
People would look at me and I would drag so much attention. I didn't want to, because even if I was dressed up that way, mainly so many guys on the street sitting in the cafes or whatever and just making these noises like as if I was a dog. And of course I'm not used to it that when I walk the street that 10 different people approach me and they do all like ni hao ni hao. So already that was really hard for me to just say, okay, I'm gonna let this get off my chest really easily and just ignore them.
In the middle of a crowded street, she could not take it anymore. She hid in a small corner, alone and overwhelmed. Men were watching her from every direction. She said it felt like she could not even be herself anymore. Then things got worse.
It was difficult for me, so I had a time when I was like just couldn't take it anymore, and I leaked out in tears. I was walking down the street and there were so many men just coming from all corners, you know, which okay, I understand, looks are looks. When guys look at you that as if they would dress you down, nothing showing off, and still yet I would just get so many comments. What was really hard for me was then, because I just couldn't take it anymore, hide myself into like a little corner of a street.
A man approached her, someone who at first seemed safe, and she trusted him.
Another guy came, and I felt with him actually kind of friendly and just trying to cheer me up. Come on, cheer up. And we talked a little bit, and he's like, come on, my shop is just next door.
Welcome.
Yes.
Welcome in the Blue City in Shafshawa. Yeah, Dolat's name is called Leisha. Leisha is like, it means the dinner. Leisha. And when you people praying and going outside of the mosque,
I'll make a tea. And then he gave me like a little game and everything, and I'm really good feeling intuitionally vibes of the people.
But later that night, the same man started behaving differently. He did not want to leave. He kept insisting. His tone shifted, more forceful, more pressure, and that was when fear began to build.
Didn't want to leave right away. He was always trying to insist, saying like, you know, it's not so safe here. You can sleep here. Don't worry, I can do it. I've been doing van life for so long. And he started to kind of insist and I felt really weird in this moment already. So I got really nervous. So he walked out to the neighbor's car.
He stepped away toward a nearby car where another group of people was standing. While he was gone for a moment, she quietly took out her pepper spray and kept it hidden beside her, saying nothing but preparing herself. As she sat there, he was with her again, and they were driving back toward his place because it was late.
And he asked them for a cigarette. And in the moment as he went out, I grabbed my pepper spray and hid it next to the... As I was sitting there, we were driving back to his place because it was really late, and I drove him back. And then he was really demanding, and he was like, oh, why don't you drive there first and you can turn around. I helped you all day today, why can't you just do that for me? Because I felt already he was raising a little bit his voice and aggressiveness. And then we drove around the corner and then around about back to his house and said, Lange, I don't want to park there. And then he showed me he's like, oh, you know, and it was already almost 3 o'clock. I wanted to get some cigarettes. I was like, what, so late? And then he's like, yeah, just drive there. It's really close. I'll walk back. We drove and it just didn't stop. And in this moment, I called Joao because I was scared. I wanted him to be here.
She was scared. She called someone on the phone so that someone could hear what was happening. The man noticed, took the phone, and began speaking instead.
So I talked to him, and so he could listen to everything that he said. Give me the phone, I want to talk to him. So Hassan took the phone and said, I don't like you, because how can you let such a beautiful girl just doing this whole thing by her own in this dangerous country? But he already felt a weird vibe. So as I was driving, and he didn't say stop at any point for the cigarettes. I wanted him to get out of the car, and at some point later he stopped because I was on the phone saying, I'm nervous, I just want to sleep. And then we got back, and then he said to me, give me some money, I want to buy some cigarettes so I can get the taxi home. And I wanted to give him money because I just wanted him to get out of the car, so I wanted to give him the money.
As she kept driving, he never told her to stop for cigarettes, and she became more nervous. She just wanted to sleep. She just wanted him out of the car. At some point later, he finally stopped. Then suddenly, her wallet was gone. It had been there before, and now it was not. The man became angry, accusing her, raising his voice. The pressure kept increasing.
But as I was looking in the car, my wallet was gone. And before we actually left the car, I had the wallet in my car. Then he accused me that I was lying to him, that I didn't want to give him money, and pretended the wallet was stolen. He was saying all these things and I couldn't handle it anymore. So he was there putting so much pressure on me, and he took the phone, and Joao was still on the phone, calling, and then he just like hang up the phone. I was like...
As she searched the car, the wallet was gone, even though she knew it had been there before they left. So the wallet was missing, and they searched frantically. He moved closer. At one point, she locked the car doors but still did not drive away. She was too afraid, thinking that if she tried, he might chase her.
And Joe was calling me, and the guy, he just turned off my phone. And he was so demanding that I just couldn't say anything. But he was also just talking with him in Moroccan. I don't know what they talked about. They switched number and whatever. And also, like, at some point, I was trying to relax. I relaxed and said, okay, why are you calling him anyway? He's a Portuguese guy. He's just probably sleeps around with so many other chicks.
Someone kept calling her, but the man turned off her phone. Then another man appeared, speaking with him in Moroccan, while she tried to stay calm. Then something disturbing happened. He picked up her clothes and smelled them. She stayed silent, frozen, not knowing what to do. He knocked on the door again, and she opened it again. She could not escape.
If you drive away, he will chase you, because he was like a bit further than the car. But I was scared. So I opened the door again. I couldn't escape. As I opened the door, I said, oh, can you maybe wait outside? And then at this moment, luckily, he said, okay, you take your time. I will be back in 10-15 minutes. Because he wanted to ask some people for the cigarettes. And before, the creepiest thing that he did, find a wallet, he was also looking into my dirty clothes, and then he got an undie and just smelled on it, and I just didn't say anything.
Finally, when he stepped away, she had her chance. She turned the key and drove, and she did not stop.
And then he left, and I was still really like in shock. I called Joao again. He was still awake waiting for me, and I called him and said, what I'm supposed to do? And then he said, drive away.
She kept driving through the dark, out of the city, out of the country, until she reached Spain. Only then did she finally feel safe again. Stay respectful, stay calm, and stay aware so a solo trip doesn't turn unsettling. It shows how noticing early warning signs matters, and how different things might have been if she had left later. What would you have done in that situation? This is the chilling moment a camper in Botswana woke up to the sight of 3 lions pressing their bodies against the outside of his tent, licking moisture straight off the fabric. Yes, those are 3 lions that close, with nothing between them and a human except a thin layer of damp material. The camper lay there holding his breath, barely moving and making no sound at all, because there was nothing else he could do. If those lions had not been thirsty that morning, but had woken up hungry instead, that tent fabric would not have slowed them down for even a second. There would have been no warning, no time to react, nothing to grab. The camper could have gone from deep sleep to a fight for survival with no chance of winning. 3 of the most powerful predators on the planet, and he was curled up inside something thinner than a rain jacket. Some people go their entire lives without coming that close to danger, but this man lived through it. It makes you wonder how different things might have been if those lions had acted differently. If you woke up to this, would you stay still or try to escape? Here is the chilling footage of a group of campers out on the African plains, and the moment everything took a turn when the king of the jungle appeared while patrolling the area. At one point, a camper slowly leaned his head out to check if they were gone, but he was completely mistaken. That camper who looked outside was fortunate. The lion that turned toward him could have covered that distance in under 3 seconds. There would have been no time to react, no time to close the tent, no time to do anything except watch it unfold. And even after that moment, the danger was still not fully over. Sometimes moments like this show how quickly a small decision can change everything. If you were there, what would you do? On a summer weekend, a couple went camping at Iron Mountain Campground in Arkansas. a site maintained by the Corps of Engineers. They had been coming to that same campground for 15 years and had never once had any issue with insects. This trip would be different. From the moment they arrived, the ants were everywhere. The ground was moving with them. They got into the chairs, the picnic table, basically every fixed surface around the site, and even inside the cooler. They had just bought a brand new tent, and they assumed that at least it would be a safe place to sleep. It was not, because around 1 in the morning, after hours of lying awake with the constant urge to swat at things they could not see, the wife turned on her flashlight.
Yeah, I guess these things are super sealed. There's like 2 in here. My water bottle.
A tent full of ants sounds more uncomfortable than dangerous, and that night they were lucky that the ants were not the biting kind. But replace that species with fire ants, which are common across Arkansas and the southern United States, and imagine waking up at 1 in the morning covered in them. Fire ant stings inject venom, and hundreds of stings at once can trigger a severe allergic reaction. For someone with an unknown allergy, that kind of exposure can become fatal within minutes. Alone at a campsite in the dark, 40 minutes from the nearest town, the new tent would not have protected them from that. If you woke up like that, would you stay still or rush out immediately? On July 3rd, 2014, 4 black bears moved around YouTuber Rob Patton's RV in Longwood, Florida, while he slept inside. If Rob Patton had not turned on his night camera before going to bed, he never would have known those 4 bears spent the entire night circling his vehicle. The camera captured everything, even as the bears eventually lost interest and wandered away. Four bears around a vehicle is not random. Bears that comfortable near a parked RV are bears that have been around humans before. They recognize the smells. They understand what could be inside. If Rob Patton had left a window slightly open, if the door had not been fully secured, if one of those bears had managed to get in, waking up would have meant facing 4 black bears at close range in a confined space. There is no version of that situation where the bear is the one that does not make it out. If you were there, would you feel safe enough to sleep? That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.